Hi, and good morning. This is Dory. I'm going to wait a couple of, maybe another minute for people to join. I just came on a little bit early to make sure that everything was working. So, good morning. I hope you have a cup of tea or coffee. Full disclosure, I have not had my tea yet, so I'm feeling a little bit nervous already. So, last thing I wanted is a caffeine, but I do have my water. So, thank you so much for coming by. I'm going to give it like another maybe 15-20 seconds. But yeah, thank you so much for coming to this. I really appreciate it. Please grab your coffee and your tea. This is probably take about 12 minutes. So good morning. Good morning, everybody. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm Dory, and I have developed a course called The Art of Graceful Divorce, which is designed to give women, and frankly men too, the tools that they need to get through a very challenging time a lot easier, hopefully quicker, and just feeling good about themselves through the process. It's a time when it's really easy to get caught up in some bad stuff. So one of the bad things that people get caught up in is mental challenge in here. I mean, even if you're naturally an organized person, when you have 6,000 things coming at you at once that all need your attention, thank you guys so much for coming. I appreciate it. Even me, who tends to be a list maker, I mean, if I've got, like, especially through my divorce, so many different things, so many different challenges, I would just, and I still sometimes do this, just stare at the wall. I've got so much to do that I can't even figure out where to start, and I get so overwhelmed. And frankly, listing out everything that I have to do, you know, is nice to have it all in one place, but then I just have a big list of everything I'm overwhelmed about, and I get even more overwhelmed and even more at a standstill with what I'm trying to get done. So I worked with my own mentor when I was going through my divorce, and she just suggested something to me which sounded nuts at the time, but has actually worked so well for me. And we get into this in my program quite a bit, because I am trying, one of my main goals with helping people with divorce is giving you guys the tools that you need to get through it and present yourself in the best possible way, because you're dealing with lawyers, you're dealing with making tremendously important decisions for yourself, possibly for children, for your family, and if you're not organized and mentally, you know, firing on all cylinders, you know, you can make some decisions maybe that aren't in the best interest of yourself in the long run. So this is the tip, and I'm going to give you guys some advanced, like a couple of advanced tips a little bit further in that gets more into what I deal with in the course. But for this is the most analog of analog situations here. All right, so this is the At a Glance Teacher's Planner, and I know that you've seen so many different kinds of planners everywhere. There's apps, there's things you can do on your phone. There is a reason why we're going analog, and I'll explain that in a second. But let me just show you this. This is undated, so it's kind of difficult to find unless you're my daughter, who found it in 30 seconds on Amazon. But for me, it was hard for me to find an undated planner anymore. But look at this. Look at the sheer possibility of this. It's just a grid, and it's big, and it gives you big spaces. And the reason why that's important is because when we get a little further into this process, you'll see that we need as much flexibility in how we plan our week as we can get. So this is the first step. The first step is to know that this is all going to be okay. You're going to get through this. Okay, you've got what you need. I'm going to add a little tool in here that should help you get a little bit further, but you can do this. Right. The second thing is, you are going to make that list, that overwhelming master list that's probably going to be, you know, a full page, possibly even two if you're really up against it, of everything that you have to do. And that's going through emails, going through your text messages, going through your phone, your voicemails, scraps of paper, sticky notes, half-written lists. Dig to the bottom of your briefcase and your purse, pull out all those lists, everything that's keeping you up at night, everything that is worrying you, that you kind of think, oh my God, I've got to get this done. I want it all on this one piece of paper. And yes, it's going to be tedious, and it's going to bring up all the things that you need to do, and just try to breathe through it. try not to panic because we have a solution. So get it all on the list and really sit with it. I mean, this could take, it takes me sometimes close to an hour to really get everything down when I've got a lot of stuff going on. So you're going to sit with this and breathe into it. And as you breathe into it and relax, other things will bubble up. Put those on the list. It's all going to be fine. Okay, it'll be okay. So you're going to have this one master list. Then I want you to set that list aside. Okay, deep breath. You're going to take another piece of paper. And again, there's a reason for the paper, and I'll explain that in a second. And you're going to come up with several major kind of categories for the things that you've got going on in your life. Giving the divorce example, my categories tended to be attorney, legal, the ex, anything to do with that relationship, my child, work, personal, home, and I always had a space I would keep for meetings. So I knew when I had meetings throughout the week. That's really helpful when you're trying to plot out your whole week and even out the workload to know when you actually have obligations. So then you've got your categories and you've got your list. And this is when this beautiful, beautiful thing comes in, where you're going to write your categories all along the side here. Okay, and I usually leave this one for the meetings, so I have the meetings across the bottom. All right, so you're going to write your categories here. And you notice these planners are Monday through Friday because they're teacher planners. And so what I generally do is try to do most of my work Monday through Friday, so I have a couple of days where I can kind of relax and maybe just get other, obligations with family and things. But you can put a sticky note in the bottom corner for that. The reason why this was so revolutionary for me is because it breaks things down when I'm really overwhelmed and I see a long list of things to do. Sure, I can pick and choose, but then I don't really feel like I'm ever in control of my time. And this lets me know that I'll go to the page with the actual categories on it. This lets me know that on Monday with the attorney I need to do these things. And with, the relationship here, I got to do these certain things on certain days, here's an example I wrote out, on Thursday, you just have to do these couple of things. And it really helps break out the week so that you've got these little, micro movement. That's a concept that Sark talks about a lot. These micro movements, little steps to get you where you need to go, to get your to-do list broken down. So that is what has helped me tremendously. You can find these things, this very utilitarian one, I found at Staples. They're about $15, $16, and undated, because you don't want to put baby in a corner with a little date anywhere. You need to be flexible with, you might have a week where you need 2 lines for one of the categories, or you might have a system that you come up with that based on this, that it breaks things into different ways, and you want as much flexibility as possible. So the advanced tip that I promised is that with the Art of Graceful Divorce, a big part of that is that we are trying to heal. The goal of that course is to give you the tools you need, but in the process of healing the issues so that you don't keep making the same, being stuck in the same pattern with your life. So one thing that I would suggest that you do, this is going to feel uncomfortable, is, and it might feel uncomfortable. I mean, it felt a little uncomfortable to me when I was first doing it, but as you're naming the categories, instead of calling your attorney category attorney, you could call it my helpful, dedicated attorney. Does this sound cheesy? It sounds cheesy. It works. I mean, when I first heard about this, it was so uncomfortable. Instead of X, I put, he who has our children's highest good at heart. You can put that whatever you want. And notice I didn't use my in that line, because even at this level, we're beginning a gradual and healthy uncoupling of that relationship. My bright, healthy children, my peaceful, happy life. And because the thing here is that you're going to be looking at this all week, and the more positivity and healthiness you can add to what you're looking at, these little things add up. These little micro movements, these little subtle shifts help you heal. And when you heal, then you can move on to what a better place for yourself. And the other thing too that I told you, I explained why we're doing this with with paper and pen or pencil is that when you write things down, you tend to remember them, you can connect with them more, and you can make it look, you know, if you're like me, you want to make it look pretty. If you're going to be looking at it all week, I use different colors. I use, you know, I mean, there's, you know, different systems you can use with different colors and highlighters, and you can draw on it. So that's why one of the reasons why we're going analog. And we actually, in the program, I go into a lot more reasons why I'm suggesting that you do this with paper and pen. So thank you. I hope that you got something out of that. I wanted to share quickly with you that if you thought this was helpful, I hope you share it. That'd be great. If you think you want to know more about the Art of Graceful Divorce, that's at www.artofgracefuldivorce.com. So the giveaway, I'm so glad I can do this because I'm very excited about this. As utilitarian as mine is, my daughter found this beautiful planner. It's marble, it's hot. And the nice thing about this, it's got the undated pages, it's beautiful. And what I like about this is because it's a teacher's planner, you've got all this stuff in the back where you can grade either people in your life, or you can actually use this. I love journaling on graded paper, so this is like a journal in the back. Make it whatever you want. That's the beauty of these undated planners. They can be whatever you need them to be. And so I'm giving this away. And I'm giving away also the best thing that has been ever invented, which are these colored erasable gel pens. They've changed our lives. We've gone through so many sets of these in my house because we love them so much. So to win this, to be entered to win this awesome organizational care package, you can share this. And in order to do that, just comment on the video that you're sharing it and then share it. And then I will enter you in a very high-tech way. We're going to put names in a hat. So we go very analog here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for attending. And if you have any questions, you can certainly put them below. And thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.